Hello and welcome back to Timehop. Toys from the 1970s have a special place in the hearts of many who grew up during that era. They were markedly different from the high-tech, digitally integrated toys that dominate today's market. These vintage toys often required kids to use their imaginations, which in turn nurtured creativity, problem-solving skills, and innovation. While some toys from that time were simple, their charm and the joy they brought are still remembered fondly by those who played with them. This discussion takes a nostalgic journey through some of the most memorable toys from the 70s, many of which have since faded into history and are unlikely to be seen again. One such toy was the show-and-tell photograph produced by GE. It was an innovative gadget for its time, designed to give children the feeling of owning their very own television. Not only did it play records, but it also had a film strip component that displayed images synchronized with the music. This toy represented the pinnacle of 1970s technology and provided endless entertainment for kids who marveled at its multimedia capabilities. Another quirky and beloved toy from this era was Melody Mike. This whimsical musical toy, resembling a Muppet, was both amusing and interactive. Pressing its nose caused its top of its head to open, revealing 8 teeth-like keys that played musical notes. However, the charm of Melody Mike was perhaps lost on parents, who often found the toy's sounds annoying. It became the perfect gift for a niece or nephew, particularly if the goal was to annoy one's siblings without having to be present. Then there was the Kaiko Quiz Whiz, a game that combined fun with education. It featured cartridges filled with questions on various topics such as television, music, and geography. Parents loved it for its educational value, while kids enjoyed testing their knowledge across a wide range of subjects. The Kaiko Quiz Whiz was an early example of how toys could be entertaining and informative. No discussion of 70s culture would be complete without mentioning Farrah Fawcett, a pop culture icon of the time. Farrah was not just a dream girl for boys thanks to her famous poster, but also a fashion icon for young women, particularly her hairstyle. Farrah's influence extended beyond posters to include products like her very own shampoo line. In a move that highlighted her widespread appeal, a Farrah Fawcett beanbag chair was released, featuring the same image that adorned her best-selling poster. This product wasn't exactly a toy, but it certainly found its way into many boys' rooms, ensuring Farrah continued to fuel the dreams of her fans. On the technology front, the video game Pong made waves as one of the first commercially successful video games. Released by Atari in the summer of 1972, Pong was a simple yet addictive game that simulated table tennis. Players used a basic controller to move an on-screen paddle and hit a ball back and forth with either another player or a computer-controlled opponent. The game's simplicity belied its appeal, and by 1974, Atari had sold more than 8,000 units, making Pong a household name, laying the groundwork for the future of video gaming. Lemon Twist was another popular toy from the 70s, but with a more hazardous twist. The lemon-shaped weight was filled with rocks and attached to a spring. Kids would place the loop around their foot and swing the lemon, attempting to jump over it as it circled around. However, a missed jump from the lemon resulted in painful bruises as the lemon struck the player's shin or ankle. Despite the risk, Lemon Twist was a beloved toy, and the memories of playing with it are tinged with both fun and a little pain. The 1970s also featured some rather questionable toys, such as Dip-A-Flower, a starter kit aimed at young children that allowed them to create floral bouquets. However, the catch was that it required the use of chemicals, something that would be likely deemed unsafe today without protective gear. Back then, parents were less concerned about the potential dangers, so long as the kids were quietly occupied, leaving them to their hobbies while Dad enjoyed his cigarette in peace. Today's children have access to a wide range of safe, foam-based Nerf toys, but in the 70s, there was the Disco Punch Gun, a predecessor to the modern Nerf blasters. This small toy gun fired plastic frisbees across the room, and while it was fun for the kids, it also posed a risk, especially if someone took a direct hit in the eye. Safety was not a top priority back then, and kids often learned to be cautious through experience, sometimes the hard way. Crafts have always been popular among children, and the 1970s offered several kits, some of which would raise eyebrows today. The wood-burning kit, for example, allowed kids to heat a pen-like tool and burn designs into wood. While it provided an artistic outlet, it also carried significant risks, including burns and potentials for starting fires. Yet, this did not deter kids from using it to personalize everything, from furniture to pieces of scrap wood, though sometimes their enthusiasm led to unfortunate accidents. Another unique toy from the 1970s was the Vertibird, an indoor helicopter toy that often appeared under Christmas trees. The Vertibird was powered by a motor and its central base connected to the helicopter by a rod. Although it was delicate and prone to breaking, it provided plenty of entertainment as kids piloted the tiny chopper around the room. Unfortunately, the appeal of the Vertibird often wore out after a few months as children grew bored with its repetitive movements. Merlin was another fascinating toy from the 1970s, designed by a former NASA employee. It was a handheld electronic game that offered a variety of challenges, including tic-tac-toe, a music-making game, and a memory game called Echo. Merlin was ahead of its time, paving the way for the handheld gaming devices that would become so popular in the later decades. When Star Wars hit theaters in 1977, it quickly became a cultural phenomenon. Among the many products that emerged in the wake of the movie's success was the Escape from Death Star board game. Featuring all the beloved characters from the film, this game captivated fans and provided hours of entertainment. Playing it now would undoubtedly evoke a sense of nostalgia, transporting fans back to a galaxy far, far away. Another high-tech toy for its time was the Fisher-Price Music Box. This toy was a kind of predecessor to the Walkman, although far simpler. Children could wind it up and listen to the music it played while watching a rotating panoramic cartoon image through a small window. It was a straightforward concept, but for kids in the 1970s, it was the source of endless fun and fascination. Looking back at these toys, it's clear that they were products of their time. Simpler, often more dangerous, but beloved nonetheless. Today's toys are generally safer, more complex, and often integrated with technology like smartphones and tablets. While this does have its benefits, there's something to be said for the imagination-fueled play of the past. If you happen to have any of these vintage toys tucked away, don't hesitate to share them with your family. Who knows? They might just fall in love with these treasures of the past. What were your favorite toys growing up? Let us know in the comments below. As always, thank you for watching and taking this nostalgic trip down memory lane.